Hey girl, hey! It's your host, London Britt. I am here with another episode of the Go Getter podcast, and I thank you so much for being here and for watching and listening. Before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe to the vibe, hit that subscribe button so that you can stay in touch with me, so that you can stay up to date with all our videos, because we drop a video every week on Wednesday, which is your midweek pickup. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the vibe. But today, guys, I'm going to share with you something I experienced this weekend where I was very frustrated, very overwhelmed, and I immediately went into prayer mode because I'm like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So let's get into it. What's tea? So, as y'all know, I'm working on relaunching DopeSophis, my clothing line, right? And the brand is just getting a whole revamp, right? But I'm in the process of getting my designs manufactured. Now, this is just a whole process that, number one, is expensive. Number two, it's hard because the manufacturer I'm working with is overseas. So when it's daytime for us, it's nighttime for them. So sometimes I'm up late, communicating with them when I should be in my bed sleeping. But listen, sacrifices you have to make, right? When it's your dream, you got to do whatever you got to do. But I'm currently in a process right now of getting some samples made again, because I already went down this process, but getting some samples made again. Now that I'm with a different supplier, I have to make sure they can produce what I need them to produce. So this is the first step. And I was very, very, very specific. If you know me, you know I'm super, super duper detail oriented. Like, I tell you everything down to the color of my socks. Like, I'm super detail oriented. And I was very specific with this lady about every single item that I'm asking her to make. Very specific. I mean, measurements, reference photos, details, like to the T for every single detail I wanted on each item. And she sent me pictures on Saturday. And I was like, what is this? What is this? What is this? When I say my heart caved. What is this, lady? I was so frustrated because, like I said, I was super detail oriented. And I told her exactly what I wanted and I gave reference photos. So why are you sending me something that don't look like nothing that I asked for? Nothing that I asked for. And then with one of the designs, she was like, oh, I think what you suggested is not right. And it's like, excuse me? Like, I'm paying you to make what I want. How are you going to tell me what's not right? Like, this is my vision. This is my idea for my brand. How are you going to tell me what's not right? Like, what? Like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was getting pissed. Like, my heart was like in my stomach because I'm like, number one, I've already invested a lot of money into this and I still have to invest more. Number two, DopeSophis is my baby. DopeSophis was my first baby. So it's very precious and personal to me. And this revamp is very personal to me. This launch is very personal to me. So I'm just like, yo, like, God, am I not supposed to do this? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, yo, God, I'm pissed off right now. Like, I'm talking to him just how I talk to y'all. I'm like, I'm pissed right now. Like, I don't understand why this lady is sending me stuff and it don't look like nothing that I asked for. Like, one of my designs is a corset. She sent me a cropped corset. I didn't ask for that. The reference photos gonna show you a cropped corset. My measurements don't match the measurements of a cropped corset. What is this? Oh, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be very open and honest this episode and transparent. I mean, I am every episode, but with this, I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, yo, it's a clip. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I give up. I give up because it's like a roadblock every single time I'm with this process of like working with a supplier. It's hard. It's so hard. And I just don't understand, like, why do I keep hitting these roadblocks? Why do I keep, like, I, I can't even find the words because I'm not mad no more because I had a conversation with God. I had a conversation with my aunt. I had a conversation with Demetrius. But just thinking about it, like in that moment, I was definitely like ready to give up. I'm like, yo, just forget it. Like, I don't even want to do this no more. I don't want to do this anymore because it seems like every single time I get 10 steps ahead, I'm knocked back. And it's very frustrating. And in a moment, I felt so defeated, y'all. Oh, I felt so defeated because I'm just like, why does this keep happening? These are completely different people now. This is a different supplier. Why does this keep happening? Is it me? Am I not giving enough detail? Like, I'm just like questioning myself, right? Because that's what we automatically do. We question ourselves and we question God. And I say, you know what? I had to check myself. I said, no. We're not doing this. So I instantly checked myself and I went into prayer mode, which I'm so proud of myself for doing that. Like, going to him first, praying first. Went to him, I said, God, you know what's going on. What's happening? Like right now, I'm very, very pissed. I'm very frustrated. I'm feeling very defeated. And I just need you to open my eyes and tell me what I'm supposed to learn from this. What am I supposed to see from this? Like, what is happening? Why does this keep happening to me, Lord? Like, am I not supposed to launch? Am I not supposed to launch right now? Am I not supposed to be doing this process? Like, what is the problem? Like, I don't understand, and I need you to help me understand. I need you to help me and show me what I'm supposed to do with this because I'm really feeling like giving up right now. Like, just maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's not in the cards for me to be a fashion designer. Maybe it's not in the cards for me to do this launch, to revamp DopeSophis. I can't even talk, like, but this is what I was saying to him, like just telling him exactly how I feel, but asking for his help. Asking for his help. And then allowing him to talk back to me. Allowing him to tell me what to do in that moment. So after I unloaded everything that I had in me, I immediately felt better, which was kind of surprising because that doesn't always happen. You know, I pray, God, I'm frustrated, whatever. And then afterwards, I don't always feel like better instantly. It takes a little while. But immediately, like, I could breathe. I didn't feel that heaviness on my chest. Like, I felt better that I let it all out to him. And then he said, call your aunt. It was late. I was already texting her. And Shasta, you'll see this because she watches the podcast. But I was already texting her, but I was actually texting her like good night because it was late. It was like 11 o'clock, I think, or after 11 because I was hosting a baby shower. So I had got home late and yeah, I was like putting River to bed because she did not want to go to sleep. I was out all day. So I know she missed me and she just wanted to spend some time with me. So I let her rock. But yeah, so I was in her room putting her to bed, laying with her, and I listened. Oftentimes we pray, we unload it all, and then we bounce. God, hold that down, help me out, I'm out. But we have to learn that it's a conversation with God, and the conversation is two people conversing. So yes, say your part, but then listen to what he tells you, because he might give you the answer in the moment, or he might give you something that'll help support you in the moment. It might not be the answer to your prayer exactly, but it might be something to help you in the moment, especially if you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, or whatever the case may be. It'll give you something to support and help you feel better in the moment, if that makes sense. And like I said, he speaks to all of us differently. But in that moment, he said to me, call your aunt. I know you just said goodnight to her. You're not going to be a bother. Because I'm like, I'm going to be a bother. Like, it's late. I don't want to call her with all of this. She might be going through her own stuff. She might have had a long day herself. I don't want to be a bother. He said, you're not going to be a bother. Call your aunt. And that was honestly the best decision that I made, because she helped me see what I wasn't seeing. And that's the good part about having a village, especially a village that's tapped in with the Lord, because he always sends a messenger. He always sends a messenger. And I just, I was telling her everything, and she said, listen, how you're feeling is valid, but what he may be telling you or trying to show you, that you need to be patient through this process. So make sure you're over communicating. Make sure you're very clear. Make sure you guys both have an understanding, a mutual understanding of everything, every single thing. There's a language barrier. Make sure you are over communicating because of that reason, right? But maybe God is trying to protect you from something that you can't see in this moment. But she said, I really think he's trying to teach you to have patience during this process, because he's only going to give you more. So if you don't learn to be patient in this process, you are not going to move on to the next level. You're going to be able to handle talking to different suppliers, talking to different photographers, talking to different videographers, handling multiple projects at once, because you got through this and you learned how to be patient, and you learned how to communicate clearly, and you learned how to, okay, she's not understanding it. Woosah. I'm frustrated. Let's take the frustration out. Take a moment, take a deep breath, and just again reiterate whatever it is you need to. Like, learning how to be patient through this process. It's a new process, number one. Number two, I don't know what's on the other side of this. So if I try to rush things or move things along in a way that God doesn't want me to, I'm not going to have good results. And I was just like, wow. Like, immediately I felt so relieved, and I received that. Auntie, you don't know how much that helped me that night, Saturday night. You don't know how much that helped me, because I really was like ready to give up. But we don't know what he's protecting us from. We don't know what he's trying to teach us in the moment, because we get so frustrated and we get so like rah, 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 rah. Our mind gets cloudy. We misjudge situations. And all he's asking us to do is be patient and trust him. Be patient through this process and trust me. You can't give up. And then I started to think about my grandma. And then my grandma started talking to me. And she was like, you can't give up. You can't give up. You work so hard to get to this point. You have to see it through. You have to see it through. And I can't give up, because I want her to see me win, especially with this. Like, I love fashion. I love design because of my grandmother. So I have to see this through, because she has to see me win. She has to see me win. She has to. So I had to bring this. I said I have to talk about this on the pod because a lot of times we get frustrated when things are not going our way. And then we feel like things are not going our way and it's holding us back, but it's really us holding ourselves back because we don't go to him and we don't say, listen, I'm feeling defeated. I'm feeling like giving up. I don't know what you want me to do with this, but I need you to help me. I need you to help me. We don't do that often enough. We need to learn to pray first. Immediately, I'm telling y'all, immediately, and I'm so proud of myself because I'm still learning to do that, to go to him first. I'll call my mom, call my babe. I'll call Demetrius or my sisters, my aunt too, and my instructor, which is my friend as well, Yana. I even hit her up. I'm like, yo, sis, I know it's late, my bad, but like, shorty's bugging. Like, I showed her and she's like, yeah, no, she has to fix that. Like, she has to fix that. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, so she gave me more clarity with things along this process because she knows. Like, she knows how all of this goes. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like, it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And she also said, too, you know, there's a language barrier. So just leave room for things like this because it will happen, but she has to fix it. Like, she can't ship that to you. She has to fix it, especially if you gave her clear measurements. It might be a language barrier, but numbers, you can't confuse numbers. Yeah, she has to fix that. So I'm like, all right, cool. So yeah, I have a lot more clarity with this, and also grace for the lady I'm working with because yes, it is a language barrier. I'm sure I'm not the only customer she has, but I am paying her for a service. So yes, she has to fix it. I went over everything. I said, listen, if there is anything that you don't understand, please tell me. I will go over everything with you. And then I said, you know what? I am going to go over everything with you. So I wrote down every single detail all in one so she can have it because, you know, this is a conversation. So we'll be talking about one thing, da, 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 and then another thing, da, 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 da. I said, no, I'm going to write this all in one document. So if you need to refer to something, you have it all in one space. You don't have to scroll up in the conversation and see what we were talking about it. You have it all in one space. So I hope going forward, you know, that helps her. I sent her the reference photos again. I'm like, hey, listen, these are the original reference photos that I sent you. Like, please refer to these photos. But just being clear, you know, like a part of my her going to get her. I know God has me set up to be a boss, like a girl boss. Like, I know that for sure. And I have to know how to communicate with people. Clear communication. Like, this is what I need from you. Tell me what you need from me. Let's make sure we're on the same page. I want open, clear communication between the two of us. Even if I feel frustrated, I still have to learn how to communicate with the person in a respectful way. Even if I feel frustrated, I have to take that to the Lord and I still have to move along because the life goes on. Like, I think these are things that he wants me to learn now because it's only going to be more and at higher levels. And I honestly want to be in position where I can hire women to be their own bosses, be their own girl bosses, you know, like learn things and grow from whatever it is they're doing with me and build their own. Like, I've always wanted to do that. Like, I've always wanted to be in a position to give Black and brown women their own opportunities, their own resources to be their own bosses. Like, that's just always been in me. Don't know how it's gonna be about, but I know it's coming. And I know this was one lesson that he wanted me to learn for when I get to that level. And my aunt helped me see that. Thank you, Auntie. Yana helps me see that, my instructor, my friend. my man. Thank you guys so much. I didn't even tell my mom and my sisters. I've been so busy this weekend, so I didn't even get to tell them. But honestly, y'all, after I spoke with God and after I spoke with my aunt, I had clarity and I felt so much better that I didn't even need to talk about it again. And then Sunday in church was so good, yo. Oh my God. So good every Sunday. But I was like, I don't even need to talk to them about this. Like, I know what I need to do. And I'm good. Like, I'm good. I know going forward, me and my supplier, we're going to be good. Like, I want a longevity relationship with her. So that way, you know, she knows how I am. She knows my aesthetic of my brand. She know, you know, like we're just going to be locked in. So, God, from my mouth to your ears, please let this process go the way that you want it to go. Help my will align with yours. Let this revamp, this relaunch, this brand launch, let everything go the way that you plan it to go. Let me get out of my own way. Let me learn how to communicate clearly. And let the women watching this episode learn the same. Because we all have room for improvement, baby girl. None of us are there. Like, there is never a there. It's never a, okay, I'm healed, I'm good, I know everything. No. It's always something new to learn. And there's always room for improvement with anything we have going on. So, yeah. I just wanted to come on here and share that with you guys, share that story, because that was a lot for me. Like, in that, like, it was, I would say within that 30 minutes, I went through so many emotions of feeling defeated, wanting to give up, like letting go of all of this, letting go of my dream, and just like shutting it down, to feeling so empowered. Like, God, like, immediately, because I felt so empty, like, since I went to him first, he immediately filled me back up. And he said, you already won. The victory is yours. Do not let the enemy try to distract you and get you off course. You have gotten so far from where you started. You have gotten so far. You cannot give up now. And nobody told you that this was going to be easy. Nobody said this process was going to be easy. So why do you think the first time there's a hiccup or the first time things aren't going right that you can just give up? You cannot. So yeah, he checks me and I check myself. But I'm grateful for my village, yo. Super grateful for my village. Without them, whew, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, he always sends a messenger, and I'm glad that I pushed past the thought of being a bother to my aunt, and I picked up the phone and I called her, and I just let it all out. And it felt good to like let it out, because I usually don't. Like, I let it all out to Demetrius, and he's like the only one that like hears every single thing. But sometimes I don't even let it all out to him, you know? Sometimes I just keep it inside. But God said no. Call your aunt, because she knows exactly what to say. So, Aunt Shasta, I love you. Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. I had such a long day. Such a long day. I honestly was like, you know what? I'm just going to record tomorrow because I'm so tired. Like, work was so long, so busy. As soon as I get home, mommy mode activated. Like, I can't even breathe when I come in the door. Mommy, mommy, mommy. Very overstimulated. So I was just like, I think I'm going to record tomorrow. But I said, nope. I'm going to push myself to record today. And I prayed a long prayer before I started this. And I said, God, help me record this episode. But I'm going to go so I can do homework with my son and just, you know, get acclimated with myself. I can go do homework with my son and, you know, get them ready for bed, get their clothes ready for school and things of that nature, spend time with Demetrius. It's a lot that I have to do every day. It's like I work 9 to 5 and 5 to 9 and on, because I never go to bed at 9. That's not realistic, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope it inspired you, it motivated you, and encouraged you whenever you feel like giving up. You can't. It's not an option for us. It's not an option for us. We are going to get her. And nobody told us that was going to be easy. So we have to keep pushing. We have to lean on each other. We have to lean on our village. And we have to lean on God, most importantly, because He will give us the answers. He will. Might not be immediately, like in this moment, And like I said, He didn't give me the answers to what I was praying for. But He did give me some support to help me with the frustration that I was feeling. And it helped me feel a lot better. But that might not always be instant. That might not always be the case. But we have to trust Him. We have to trust His plan. We can't lean on our own understanding, y'all. It's easier said than done, but we can do it. But I love y'all so much. I hope you have an amazing week. I hope you know that you matter, you are loved, and you are enough. And I see you, I feel you, and I hear you. I truly, truly do. We're in this together, y'all. I'm learning just like y'all. I am learning just like y'all. And this journey is not easy, but it's worth it. I love you guys. See you next week. Bye.